Nadine Haynes here from Sydney, Australia. We're here to celebrate the Icons of Change International Awards 2025 and to congratulate all the amazing changemakers worldwide. I'm honoured to be an Icons of Change ambassador associated with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals and also recognised for my career in media and journalism. With AI affecting our world at lightning speed and the global community affected by turmoil and uncertainty, especially in this generation, there could not be a better time to reflect on the power of storytelling. A journalist's story comes with responsibility, that is to seek and share the truth and do it with accuracy and fairness. Stories allow us to see the world through another's eyes, their hopes, their fears, and their dreams. In that shared understanding, that's where we find empathy. Stories are like bridges to help us connect with others and to understand ourselves. In today's media landscape, it's very difficult to determine credible journalism from fake news. The same power that can unite us can also mislead us. So we need to think critically, question sources, verify facts, and pause before sharing. Technology gave everybody a voice, but it also gave rumours wings. That is why the truth matters. Truth builds trust, and trust is the foundation of strong societies. My career path to being a journalist wasn't instant. In fact, I started out as a high school PE teacher. On the weekends, I was a nightclub DJ. They said to me that girls couldn't DJ, but anyway, I did it. And I also wrote for music magazines. And then one day it hit me. Apart from my love of music, I loved telling stories. But how was I going to build a bridge from PE teaching to journalism? I went and knocked on so many doors, and everyone turned around and said no. But then finally, I got my first job at Channel 9, and the rest is history. Here I am, 30 years later. I tell stories in so many ways, but my favourites are the ones that touch my heart. Here are some highlights from a couple of those stories. Like this one, from bird photographer Layla Jeffries. Her connection with nature and the birds is truly beautiful.
I've been photographing birds for 15 years, and it started off with this kind of obsession that I had about taking portraiture of birds and showing them at human scale. I think one of my big missions is about really getting the word out about how extraordinary our wildlife is and how beautiful nature is in Australia. So seeing it kind of go to the international stage is like one of the best things ever. It's amazing. I love working with brolgas. This brolga that I worked with, she was rescued from young, and she's such a big bird, I needed a big set. And she was just like one of the people on set. She loved dancing, like brolgas are known for their dance. And so what started out as a quiet set turned into like she loves loud music and she loves everybody being excited and jumping and playfulness. That was what it was like working with her. So it's a good example of how different their personalities can be. So the work that I do is all about making people connect with their hearts to the artwork and therefore connecting with nature.
And this story from Australian Annabelle Chauncey, who felt compelled to educate young children in Uganda so that they could have a life of opportunity.
It's been 13 years since we started School for Life in Uganda. We started in 2011 with 80 students, and we've now got 1,800 students and 3 schools. I can hardly believe that our first cohort of students are graduating. It's finally come to this moment that I've longed for 3 years. I haven't been here for so long, and I'm finally able to see the students, the whole reason why I get out of bed every day. I felt kind of embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. But I was also just like, wow. How are you? When you're actually here and you see the lives and the individuals, you know that behind each of them is a story and a family. You know, so many that are coming up against the hugest challenges to even be here. I think that is what probably hit me the hardest, is walking down a line full of just so many young lives who are going to be changed. Yeah, so.
When we believe in ourselves, we can achieve our dreams. Let us read that last one. Do what? Believe in yourself.
What are their dreams? We want to support them to know what they want to be in the future. And if anything happens, they can never give up on their dream.
To the next generation, your voice matters. Use your tools to shed light where others see shadows. Don't be afraid to tell the stories that others are afraid to tell. And give a voice to those that were once silent. If we use courage and integrity, our stories can transform not just the world we see, but a world that we dream of. Media that is responsible acts like a voice for the people, holding institutions and governments to account. Through investigative journalism, it exposes corruption, injustice, and human rights violations. The media is not just an observer, it's a guardian of justice and peace. I'll leave you with this thought. In a time when division often feels louder than connection, our stories remind us that we are all part of the same human tapestry, different threads, but one fabric. So let's collaborate with open hearts, listen with compassion, and tell stories that heal and unite. When we choose to tell stories that bring us closer together, we don't just change minds, we change humanity.